to the first ever episode of Insight. Just a bunch of nerdy guys hanging out talking about nerdy things. My name's Lance, this is Lyndall.
And this week we're going to be talking about State of Decay, the Year 1 edition, and Star Wars Countdown for Force Awakens.
Also, we're going to talk about some little movie that came out this week. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Marvel Avengers Age of Ultron.
And right now we're going to switch over to Brian to talk about the Doctor Who book by Gareth Roberts, Shada.
My name's Brian. Today I'm going to talk about the Doctor Who novel Shada, written by Gareth Roberts. I'm going to start with a little history on the book itself. The story was actually written by Douglas Adams, the writer of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Some people may know that Douglas Adams used to write episodes for Doctor Who back in the 70s during the Tom Baker years. The show was starting to get filmed, but ended up getting scrapped and was never aired, which was a great travesty because this is an excellent story. Well, a couple years ago, Gareth Roberts, who is also a writer of episodes for Doctor Who, he's been writing for the New Who during the Christopher Eccleston and the David Tennant years, actually took the scripts that Douglas Adams had written and actually turned it into a book. The book features the Fourth Doctor as played by Tom Baker and Romana as played by Lalla Ward, and of course the ever-lovable K9. The story starts off with the Doctor going to England to visit an old Time Lord friend of his who is disguised as a Don over at a university there in England. And then from there on, it just kind of kicks off with this adventures. It turns out that they find out that his friend, Professor Chronatus, actually had a sacred relic from Gallifrey that he had taken with him when he went into retirement there on Earth. Then it starts with this huge trying to find this novel, because this book, because of all the information in it, is really dangerous to the universe, the Time Lord knowledge. One of the things I liked about this book is it shows a lot of the history of the Time Lords. Shows things you don't see in the show, not just the stuffy cardinals you see sitting around in Time Lord Society on Gallifrey. You actually start to see some of the history. You actually get a glimpse at the possible. They hinted to there was a civil war between the Time Lords back in the day, as well as the ancient forgotten Time Lord prison of Shada. There is a villain named Skagra who's trying to find where Shada is at to gather all this knowledge that these evil ancient Time Lords had, so he could use that to rule the galaxy and take over the universe. Skagra is a really memorable villain. He's right up there with the Master, the Daleks, and even the Cybermen. It's really a shame that this was never produced on air, just because of the amount of knowledge that you get and the glimpse you see about the Time Lords and just, the Doctor Who universe in itself. As I said, Shada is an ancient forgotten prison. You also get to find out and learn a little bit about some of the people that's being held there, some of the ancient evil Time Lords. I mean, if you're familiar with the shows and you know who the Master is and know how he was and how he was like the ultimate evil right next to the Daleks when it came to villains in this universe, the villain Skagra is right up there with them. I will never forget this villain. It's definitely a book that you must read if you're a Doctor Who fan, or even if you're just a Douglas Adams fan. Gareth Roberts wrote this book to where it's almost like Douglas Adams wrote it himself. It's got the same Douglas Adams humor and the same Douglas Adams writing style. It's definitely got a lot of Douglas Adams in it. Big fan. To rate this book, I rate my books rubbish, good read, or page turner, and Shada is definitely a page turner.
All right, now so since Brian's done talking about his book, we're going to talk about Marvel, because that movie was...
No. You got to do... you got some game, Decay.
I don't want to talk about Decay. I want to talk about the Marvel stuff.
Well, we got to... I mean, we still have to do the show normally. I mean, we can't just jump into whatever we want to.
I can jump into whatever I want to Marvel.
But we're going to do State of Decay right now because that's what we agreed on.
Fine, here's my thoughts on State of Decay.
So I heard you were playing a pretty cool game.
I played an alright game. I wouldn't say it was a pretty cool game. Played State of Decay Year 1 Edition. Had the original State of Decay game. Had also the endless mode, basically, where you just play over and over, and then it had a little extender to the actual story mode. To me, the game was alright. It was fun enough to play. There was a lot of things I found wrong with it, though. One of the main things I found wrong with it is when it told you to do something, like if you had to go find the doctor, which is one of the earlier missions in the game, it didn't put the little blue arrow up to tell you where to go, but on something as small as, hey, go help this person bring back some gear, that would show a blue arrow.
It's like, you go right here.
Yeah, it shows you where to go, what to do. But the main story mission, it's like,
is it a first person or a third person?
It's third person, zombie apocalypse.
Dead Rising?
No, it's not anything. It's more like, I guess, DayZ than anything. Or maybe H1Z1 kind of style game. Honestly, it's if you're into zombie games and you like the base building, go find your gear, all that stuff, build relationships with the people that you're with, which is a big part of the game, is building a relationship, bringing back stuff back to your encampment to get your influence up.
Oh, I think I've heard it. And like, if you don't go out and do stuff, that keeps track of like where you are, and like people start.
They start wondering what you're doing, why you're not doing this, why you're not.
Yeah, I think I've heard people talk.
Which is not that hard to keep your influence up, because you just go out and get some gear and come back. But like, there's another part where it told me to go build a bedroom onto where we're at. But it doesn't tell you how or where or how to get started even doing it. And it's something, I don't want the game to hold my hand, but I also don't want the game to just leave me alone in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Show me what I'm supposed to be doing, at least the first time.
Well, because during an apocalypse, you're at least going to know what to do.
Right. Well,
hey, I need to board these walls. I've got plywood. I've got hammers, nails. Let's do this.
Right. I'm going to build my extra bedroom here, so I'm going to go over here and start building. The zombie killing part of the game is fun. It is like, there's a lot of brutal kills you can do if you get close to them and knock them down, or if you sneak up on them. You can do some really cool brutal kills. Overall, the game's it's fun, and like I said, you really have to be into that type of zombie killing game. Actually, my favorite part of the game was getting in cars and running zombies over. They have zombie hordes that were equivalent to probably 6 or 7 zombies together, and actually getting in the truck and driving over them and just taking out the whole horde. That was my favorite part of the game. Just running over.
So basically, it's Grand Theft Auto.
But your car gets hurt, so you actually have to find cars to drive, because you can blow up your car.
Yeah, I don't think me personally, I'm not a huge zombie game fan. Like zombie movies, I like.
If you want a really good zombie game, go get Dying Light. That was a really good zombie game.
Yeah.
I rent games, 3 ways: either buy it, rent it, or leave it alone. And honestly, this is no more than a rental to me. I would. And then again, you know what? It's only $29. So if you're really into zombie games, you might go ahead and download it.
Yeah. If somebody loves zombie games, and they're getting a good deal. If somebody hates zombie games, they're getting screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's my thoughts on it.
All right. So I get to do the Star Wars review. So when we went and saw Avengers, they had the Star Wars big trailer.
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa.
What?
Who said you could talk about Star Wars?
I did.
No.
This was a group discussion.
No.
Y'all were outside discussing. I'm the group. I'm going.
No. You're not part of the group when it comes to Star Wars.
Well,
dude,
I'm a bigger nerd than you.
Negative.
Star
Lance
Wars.
Lindell and I are about to talk about Star Wars.
I hate you guys.
Get up, Clam. Alright, guys, now we're going to talk about the Star Wars movie that's going to come out in 229 days. This is our official countdown start right now. The Star Wars The Force Awakens. Got to see the trailer in 3D last night. It looked flipping amazing. Man, I'm not kidding.
I got excited about just watching it not in 3D.
Oh, yeah.
On the internet, it's like watching Star Wars porn.
Absolutely. Alright, that's it. We're done. Star Wars.
It's the fight Star Wars!
229 days. Right. Every time you say Star Wars porn, I just
I won't say it this time.
I think like
It's a new hope. But yeah, we talk about the canon, the old novels not being canon anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, throw that in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about the Star Wars countdown we got going on. 229 days until The Force Awakens. I actually got to see the trailer in 3D last night. It looked amazing. It was great.
I haven't seen it in 3D. It was still amazing when I watched it online.
Watching them throw the shit, when the Millennium Falcon's going through the thing,
In
the
3D?
TIE fighters chasing it in 3D. And
Like,
I was like,
snatching.
woo! Just, like, me and Kevin saw the freaking Lucasfilms logo come up, and we're just both like, yeah.
Little fist bump action going on.
Little fist bump action going on.
All over the theater.
All of us here.
A hush goes over the crowd.
Right, everyone's like, shh. I actually clapped at the end of it.
And there should be a Star Wars movie every 15 years. They started, we had a new saga every like 15 years since it started.
Yes.
15, 20 years, we started a new saga.
Yeah.
And this is just a new one. But this one's not following any of the books.
Yeah, none of the books are canon anymore.
But, and like I said, in a way, that's kind of a good thing. It's kind of a bad thing for the super, diehard fan that's read all the novels. It can be frustrating as hell.
I think it's awesome because it still leaves Boba Fett at the bottom of the Sarlacc pit, where he should be.
We will not talk about the Fett. The man's still alive out there.
But it leaves it open to where even if you have read the books, you're still getting a new experience.
Well, it doesn't keep them from coming up with new ideas and stuff. They're
Right.
not tied down.
Right.
By all the stuff already written by previous authors.
They can do stuff that you won't have to compare it to a book.
Mm-hmm.
You can just watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. It's unlike the Hobbit movies, where the Hobbit movies totally destroyed the book.
Like they said, they were going to be based on the book.
Yeah, it had nothing to do. I mean, had the basic story from the book, but added so much other stuff that just ruined the Hobbit movies for me.
I didn't watch the last one.
They can't. I didn't either. And they can't do that to Star Wars because there is no canon.
I turned off the first one. So, but I've watched all the Star Wars movies several times, and I'll probably end up watching this several times also.
Oh yeah, and you're getting a whole new saga, a whole new trilogy, but you're also going to get all those films, the anthologies.
one-offs.
Yeah, I mean, like the Rogue One, where it's about how they took the plans, or how they stole the plans for the original Death Star.
Right.
You're going to get a story that's not based, on these Jedis or these, Dark Lords of the Sith. It's going to be the grunts of the Rebel Alliance. How did they,
Which, if you've ever played any of the Star Wars tabletop, which we all have, that's basically what the Star Wars tabletop is. There's not until The Force and Destiny come out for that role-playing game, there wasn't hardly any Jedi stuff in it. It was basically the grunt work of the Star Wars universe.
And that's what most of it's made up of anyway.
Right.
Yeah, because you got to realize there's more to the Star Wars universe than the Rebel Alliance, the Galactic Empire, the Sith, the Jedis. You've got the underbelly of the galaxy too. It's this living, breathing universe where there's a bunch of stuff going on. You got these explorers going out. There's uncharted space out there. There's the Rim world, the Rim planets. These explorers going out there. These archaeologists find these ancient, Jedi relics. I mean, there's just a lot more to the Star Wars galaxy than what you see in the films. And I think that with these one-offs and things like that, you're going to get to see a little bit more of that.
That's what makes me really excited about the one-offs, is having that other story told.
Well, they're also, I think it's going to happen in September. There's going to be a buttload of books that's just going to go onto the bookshelves. They have all these authors writing these books. All the old stuff isn't canon anymore, but they're going to give us all these new novels of stuff that's happened, during the Galactic Civil War, and also other parts of the galaxy. So you're gonna see new books getting flooded, for this universe. So you're gonna get new stories, new tales, new adventures.
And a lot of us were scared whenever Disney just took over Star Wars. A lot of people were scared.
I was.
Like, we're like, oh god,
I was excited when Lucas doing another one. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah. He kind of went, Apocalypse Now and last one.
Right.
Well, and then Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, who should be shot
Enough said.
on sight.
But with that, Disney's going to do something that a lot of us apparently have wanted for a long time. Apparently, they're going to be releasing the unedited versions
Han shoots first.
of the original
Where Han shoots first.
Han shoots first.
where Han shoots first.
Han always shoots first.
That's important. Remember that.
If you ever play the X-Wing game, Han shoots first.
So you can guarantee they're going to get sales. It's like
Oh,
pre-orders, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
out the door. There's going to be millions of copies sold because everybody wants that copy.
Yeah. The original, unedited, leave it alone. This is the way I liked it when I saw it the first time.
On Betamax.
Laser
Laserdisc.
Or, and then, like we were talking about, I was scared when Disney took it over. But look what Disney's done with the Marvel movies. They're phenomenal.
And what they've done with Star Trek.
Well, J.J. Abrams did.
J.J. Abrams did.
Because I'm going to say it. I'm not even going to use the word. I'm not a Star Trek fan.
He's not a Trekkie.
Trekker.
I'm not even going to say the word. I'll give you it. But J.J. Abrams, the storytelling and the movie making that he used for the new Star Trek movies, I like Star Trek.
I like those two Star Treks.
They're awesome.
And I'll probably like the next one, mainly because Simon Pegg's writing it.
You can't go wrong with that.
More Scotty.
Surprisingly, he's going to be in it. But I'm excited. I mean, I like those characters. He is without a doubt Scotty. Simon Pegg. There couldn't be another person better. But J.J. Abrams has done a great job with all those characters.
And then J.J. Abrams, who's not a Star Trek fan, did that with Star Trek, but is a Star Wars fan, so just imagine what he's going to do with Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Well, just the trailer itself was freaking amazing, and the action and all the set pieces you actually see from just the trailer looks amazing to me. With J.J. Abrams' directions, I can't imagine what the whole movie's going to look like.
Right. And you're seeing all these characters, you're like the chromed out stormtrooper with the little red velvet cape. Who is that?
And who's the hand in the lightsaber too? Who's that?
It don't look like a person.
No, and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We're all excited about it, so we can't wait to go watch it.
Fanboy style.
I know who plays the Sith Lord that's got that lightsaber with the weird little
The
Claymore?
The Claymore.
It's the chick from Game of Thrones, the blonde one that killed the Hound. That's who's playing that role.
Oh, wow.
Learn something
Awesome.
Every day.
So, guys, 229 days.
And Star Wars.
All right, guys. Now time for insights, thoughts on the new Marvel Avengers: Age of Ultron.
It was awesome.
We went and watched it last night, opening day,
3D.
3D. Oh my God, nerdgasm!
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Well, it was a double nerdgasm because they had LucasArts or Lucasfilm, and me and Lance were sitting next to each other.
She's like, yeah, let's watch the Star Wars trailer in 3D, but digress off that and back into the Marvel Avengers movie. They did a great job with this movie. I think Vision is exactly how I would picture him in real life, almost. I mean, it's pretty dead on.
he was pretty fair to the comics.
Yeah, and then having Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in there, which are originally X-Men, but they are pulling it over
from Sony. Sony's letting them use the names and everything, which I think is weird because why should Marvel, who created the people, have to borrow their own?
But they sold the rights, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair enough. Same thing with the Spider-Man. Because
Spider-Man is coming over to the Marvel Universe to help out for all these Infinity Wars and Civil War, and there's a lot of stuff happening.
And of course, it's been mentioned before, Star-Lord showing up and
Star-Lord, and
because I mean, Infinity Stone is there, so in that movie, in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
so we've had the Tesseract, which was the Mind Stone.
Which is the Mind Stone.
We've had
Spoilers.
Spoilers. We've also had the one in
Guardians of the
Galaxy. There was the Ether, which was in Thor 2.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 of them.
Yeah.
And there's total of 5.
There's 5 altogether. So we're getting them together. It'll come eventually. It'll be just that gauntlet, and Thanos gonna have to do it.
You know what I thought made the movie really good was the banter between all of the characters, the ability to have the feud between Steve Rogers and Iron Man, and having the interest between the Hulk and Black Widow, and then you have the twins.
Weird to me, Like Black Widow's all up on the Hulk's Johnson.
Yeah, and you have the twins.
See what that looks like when you throw Hulk's out.
Your Hulk is hanging out. But they get the interaction of the characters spot on, and it keeps it entertaining because if they just throw special effects at you, you're like, ooh, But they add a human element to it, and especially once Vision comes into the scene.
Well, not only that, James Spader's Ultron, that voice, oh my God, is amazing.
He was really cool to listen to him talk because you can tell he's being kind of a narcissistic asshole.
Like, I don't know if anybody watches Blacklist. I do. I love what Blacklist is.
Blacklist is
great TV show, and you can translate almost that character into Ultron.
Yeah, and he's very devious, just like Blacklist.
And it's that voice is amazing in Ultron's body.
Yeah, and they did a really good job on the animations. It didn't look like, remember in Transformers when Optimus Prime's battle mask goes down and you had lips, and you're like, oh my God, Optimus Prime does not have lips.
Yeah, no.
Well, they didn't do this with James Spader's deal. It was really neat. It was like a mouth, but no lips. It was just like a
mechanical mouth.
It was really cool.
Like when he got really mad, his side cheeks would open up.
Yeah.
And he would scream.
It
get more volume out of it. It's really great movie.
I'm glad they didn't drown it down with just special effects and Scarlett Johansson. I mean, I'd have been happy with
Scarlett Johansson looked pretty good in the movie.
But, man, the story writing on Joss Whedon knocked it out of the park.
Oh, amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
I enjoyed it a lot.
If you're going to see one movie this year,
besides Star Wars, because we know we're all going to see it.
Go watch Marvel Avengers, man, because it's
like, even if you pay $15 to go watch it in 3D, it's worth $15. It's 2 hours.
And we got a bucket deal. $15 got us 144 ounces of popcorn and 44 ounces of soda.
And I even got to keep them.
Halfway through, I had to go pee.
Yep. He didn't miss much.
I didn't miss much. But yeah, definitely go watch it, guys. On behalf of everyone from Insight, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you subscribe and check in daily and weekly because we'll be posting all kinds of stuff on Facebook and Twitter. So just check us out, guys.
Special thanks to Rhonda Huckabee for helping us support the show.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you, Rhonda. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And Brian appreciates it.